All right, so your serve's going long. You know, years ago when I first started learning all of the correct fundamentals to hit an effortlessly powerful serve, I was having a lot of problems with this because I was focused on really developing a lot of power. So my ball was going everywhere. Luckily, in this video, I've got a simple process for you that's going to walk you through step by step correcting this malady. If that's the right word, I think it is. I think I read that in 12th grade English class one time. When I actually read the books. Anyway, I've got a process for you that's going to correct the ball going long. Let's get started. All right, step one, if your serve's going long, the first thing we got to do is check your toss. And probably what's happening is your toss is actually going behind you. And the reason for that could be a lot of reasons, but the bottom line is the toss is probably going behind you. And as you'll see, if the toss is behind me, the racket face has to open in order to make contact, and that causes the ball to go higher, which causes the ball to go longer. So we want to make sure that the toss is correct. And as I mentioned in a previous video, if you're having any issues with the toss at all, check out the perfect toss video in your Simple Serve 2.0 module, and it'll give you exactly where you need to be on your toss. So once you fix your toss, let's go to... All right, so we got the toss in the right place. Good. If not, make sure the toss is in the right place. I know I just mentioned that, but it's really, really critical that that's correct before we go to step two. But assuming you got that right, step two is we got to make sure the contact point's right. Okay, and specifically, if we're hitting a flat serve and you're a righty, we know we want to be around that 1230 area, full extension, a little bit into the court. If you're hitting a kick serve, you're going to want that contact point right around 12 o'clock, a little bit into the court, not quite full extension. And if you're hitting a slice serve, you're going to want to be around 12:45, full extension, a little bit into the court, okay? And again, always making sure that with the racket face that we're more or less perpendicular to the ground so that we make sure we're getting a clean hit and the ball's not going any higher or farther than it needs to. Okay, and if you got that, let's go to step three. All right, but assuming we got the toss and the contact point correct, let's go to step three, and this is the most critical. Let's talk about shape for a second. And I really got this when I was in a lesson with a great coach named Dave Dyke, who was this really laid-back surfer who had just happened to be a master teaching professional. And the way we do this consistently is either by being really, really tall, like we mentioned earlier, like 8 feet, and aiming down into the court, or more likely by hitting up into the ball and creating a little bit of topspin so we can clear the net and drop it in the service box safely, accurately, and consistently. This is why the kicker video in the Simple Serve 2.0 will be your best friend. Even on a flat serve, you're probably still going to want to hit up into the ball and create a little bit of spin if you're going for consistency. If you're trying to hit a truly flat serve, then you have to be okay with missing occasionally because there's just little room for error. Side note, the pros under 6'2" rarely hit a pure flat serve, and they practice like crazy. If it's good enough for them, then it's definitely good enough for us. So work on your kick serve and slice serve and use spin to shape the ball so you can drop it in the box and win some more points. Let's go on to another issue that you might be having on your serve.